What's up, YouTube? Team Up here with Nicolai, Howlett, and PPF with Counter Fairy Deck Profile.
What's going on, YouTube? It's boy Nicolai, aka Sytano on here. Go to my channel, subscribe. So I came to the PPF. My boy gave me his Counter Fairy deck. It's typical lineup Counter Fairies. Same thing as going on in Japan with the God's permission. So let's go straight to the profile. I went 4-1 in Swiss, lost only 2 windups, and then in top 8, lost to windups again. Game 3 with level limit area B and roll decree. But yeah, it happens. All right, so here's a monster lineup. We got 2 decrees.
You mean Doom Cal?
Oh yeah, 2 Doom Caliber Knights.
Sorry.
1 Honest. 3 Bound for Artemis.
The best.
3 Royal Decrees, and the best card and like the best tech ever.
3 Royal Decrees, bro? Holy shit!
Thunder Kings. Decree got me on lock, but yeah. And the best tech ever for the deck is like 3 Jowgen Spiritualists. This card itself, what people don't know, is very old. The effect it goes as pitch 1 card from your hand and destroy all cards that special summon on the field. And while this card's face up on the field, no one can special summon. So this is the part. It does make a liability to Veiler, but just because it's a nuker that I can activate on my own. 200 defense and 200 attack and 1300 defense makes it easy to dodge bottomless trap hole and only susceptible to warning and Veiler.
Okay, that's the wind-ups up.
Yeah, a lot of times I had this on wind-ups and they just do anything. My Chaos Dragon matchup, I just summoned this in my turn and sat on back rows, and they couldn't do anything because he couldn't get over him. Against my hero matchup, I summoned this and he had 3 Miracle Fusions. He was dead. He couldn't play him. For the Magics, we run the Book of Moon, Monster Reborn, Heavy Storm,
Level limit,
2 Power Dualities, 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, and 2 Seal of Orichalcos.
Nice.
The seal itself just gives my monsters power up, makes T-King at 2400, Bound for Artemis at 21, and Jowgen at 700, which basically adds more pressure. Basically, this itself is like another monster because the opponent has to figure out another way to beat over my monster normally.
Okay, that's nice.
Then for the traps, you got 3D prisons.
The best.
2 drastic drop off. This card itself, if you want to be a jerk, you can real shark people, because you know how everyone has a habit of drawing a card and shuffling to hand. This is just like the normal card drop off, but this card also hits cards that act from reinforcement from the army, Pot of Aris. Anytime they add any card from the deck to the hand, you just send it back to the graveyard. It's a counter trap, which also lets you draw off from Bound for Artemis.
That's good.
Then you got 2 Mirror Force, 2 Bottomless Trap Hole, Solemn Judgment, 2 Warning, 2 Dark Bribe, 2 Force Back, another tech card that is really old and no one sees about. The effect says that when your opponent normal summons or flip summons a monster, you negate the summon and put it back to the hand. So right there, 6 Samurais, wind-ups that rely on their first turn plays. You have this and Bound for Artemis, you negate the summon and you draw a card.
Okay.
Divine Wrath, Self-Explanatory, and Black Horn of Heaven for all the XYZ synchros and stuff like that.
And in case you don't know what the deck does, Bountiful Artemis is every time you activate a counter trap, you draw a card. So he plays a bunch of counter traps that negate stuff.
Yeah. So when you basically open Bountiful Artemis, at least like a Magic Protector, a back row protector, and like a defensive card for when they attack, you basically have a lot of control. And this itself makes this like similar to like 2 monsters, because this is a lot stronger that they have to figure out a way to get off the field. So now they have the Deep Prison, they have the Heavy Storm, Torrential. They have to do something to get this card off the field.
What side that card really hurts you?
Spirit Reapers is a problem because there's no real main deck answers to it, and that's really it. Just Reaper and Decree.
Okay.
For the side deck for the local today, I sided in 2 Cyber Dragons for the Gargas, Machine, all types, and heroes. The 2 breakers for the Royal Decree, which I ended up hitting opening game 3, but he ended up playing Torrential and then said Decree. Morpher Jar number 2, one of the best cards. It's such a good tech this format. The effect reads that when this card is flipped, both you and your opponent sends monsters on the field equal to on their field back to deck, shuffle, and then they have to reveal until they hit the same amount of monsters that they sent back, either 4 or lower, to summon back onto the field. So basically, when you have your opponent who like 6 samurais or wind-ups, they expand the whole field. They hit this. They send let's see, they send like 3 XYZs back to the extra deck. They go through the deck. They keep revealing the top until they hit a monster level 4 or lower to spread someone back in onto the field face down, equal to the number they sent back. So Chaos Dragons, they hit this, they lose a lot of monsters because they don't really have that level 4 monsters.
Right.
6 Samurais, they lose Shein, they had to go through the work and hit the to put it back. And this card also combos with Jowgrin and Spiritualist because he also hits face downs because there's special summon face down too. So you go Morphin Jar number 2 into him, and then you just win from there. It's like your own Dark Hole, your own Raigeki. Also cited an extra MSC, a Dark Hole, Soul Taker, 2 Deep Fissures because I don't rely on my monsters in graveyard. 2 macros again as a extra safety precaution. Though it's kind of hard to decide this in because of Decree. You just have to move with that, but I still put this in with it as a safety net. And 2 Ghost matches because all your monsters are light. And a lot of format is different attributes, 6 Samurais, wind-ups, Chaos Dragons, you force them to play 1 type, and that's really it.
Have you ever thought of siding Twister for like Decree and stuff?
I thought about Twister, but at times you're already paying a lot of life points because of Sound Gem and Sound Warning, and you're also taking like hits, so I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, gotcha.
For the extra deck, which I rarely even went into, was like just a whole bunch of random stuff like the Chimetic Fortress because it runs Cyber Dragons, Photon Pop Imperative. This because you have Monster Reborn. You never know, you might be able to make it. Gaga Cowboy because you can also make it for game with the 800. Utopia Ray. Utopia. Violent the Sigma. Very rare. Same with Shockmaster and the Gemini Pearl. That's all you really get use of. But you really yourself. But you really go into the extra deck yourself.
Ass clap, standing ovation.
Alright.
So any more questions?
Nope.
Any questions?
All the kids, man.
Alright. So remember to subscribe to your boy Sytano, Sytano. And thanks for watching. To No Fear. Thank you again for the deck profile.
Bye.
Let me see you.